Hello, darling parents. This is Naren from Wow Parenting with a lot of excitement coming to you for yet another very beautiful, insightful session. Last week, the session that we had was how can working parents excel in parenting? Now, based on that session, I got a few messages from a few parents, which was like, Naren, बहुत ज़्यादा time नहीं रहता. I don't have too much time. I can probably give 15 minutes every evening. Can you give me some tips, some ideas, some insights by which in 15 minutes I can excel as a parent? Well, the good news is today's live topic is how to make amazing experiences in parenting with just 15 minutes every day. Don't you like this? I'm sure you like it because when I shared this idea with a few of my friends who had expressed a concern about shortage of time or being time pressed, they jumped and they said, whatever happens, we are certainly going to listen to this live telecast of yours. By the way, before we end today's session, I will give you at least four very solid points. And at the end of the session, I'm going to give you two bonus points today. Today's session will have not just one, but two bonus points for all my friends who stay till the end of today's session. Okay, here is another very good news. In case any of my viewer darling parents want us to take a session, want us to take a Facebook Live on a particular topic, feel free to write it in the comment section. Let the title be Next FB Live. Just write Next FB Live and then mention what do you think is the topic on which you want us to take the Facebook Live. Last live, we also had a very lovely parent who interacted beautifully, who shared the posts, and I will take now this opportunity to announce the winner of the last Facebook Live. The winner is this lovely friend of ours called Vibhuti Jain. She works as a blogger. That's interesting. As a blogger on vrasoi.com. Now that live was for the 8th May live where the title was How Can Working Parents Excel in Parenting? So Vibhuti Jain, congratulations on winning the 500 rupees Amazon gift voucher, and I wish you buy something very exciting, not for anybody else, but for yourself. Reward yourself and enjoy what you buy for yourself. Well, here are a few topics that my team says that Naren, you must make these announcements. So before I jump into the topic, let me make a few of these announcements. One I've already made, that if you have any suggestion of any topic, you can feel free and you can request to us that please take the Facebook Live on this topic. There is something in Facebook called See First Notification. Now, if you click on that, then the moment Wow Parenting team posts anything on Facebook, it will come into your timeline and you will see those before any other post. As the live is happening, in case you have a question in your mind, now forget about the question being simple, direct, complicated, controversial. If you have a question in your mind, you have a right to ask that question on this platform. So feel free. And even if you have a controversial topic, it's absolutely okay. Feel free to ask us questions on that. And yes, as the session goes on, if there is anything about the session that you like, please do click the like button over there and do make a note of what do you like in these Facebook Lives. In these 15 minutes, what can be done? Today's topic is very interesting, that in 15 minutes, how can I excel in parenting? In 15 minutes, there are fundamentally two things that can be done. One, you can have a very beautiful conversation with your kids. By the way, we are creating a video of 50 super interesting conversations that you can have with your children. 10 of them is going to be loaded onto our app within the next 24 hours. In fact, it might get loaded by the time of Thursday morning. So why don't you download the Wow Parenting app and see the various topics on which we can have conversation with children. All these topics are for free. All these topics are videos with 3 to 4 minutes, and each one of these conversations can make a huge difference in the life of you, your child, and fundamentally of your parenting. These are also unfortunately conversations which are so essential, yet parents don't have it. Through research, when we were creating this list of conversations, I had a list of about 63 topics. Only 13 of them were topics which parents discuss with their children, about 60% of them. But 50 of these topics that we have shortlisted, out of 110 parents, only 5 or 6 parents discuss these topics with their children. So if you happen to be one of them, brilliant, congratulations, my all the best to you. And in case you are a person who wants to bond with your children, who want to get the best out of parenting, and remember, in less than 15 minutes, it's a very, very strong suggestion that download the Wow Parenting app and look for that conversation with kids tab, and there look into the beautiful topics where in less than 3 or 4 minutes I explain to you why to have this conversation and how to have this conversation. So in 15 minutes you can either have conversations with kids, or in 15 minutes you can play a game with your kids. I very strongly recommend you doing any one of these two every day. Every day, take 15 minutes out in parenting. It can be 5 in the morning, 10 in the evening, it can be 15 in the morning, it can be 15 minutes in the evening, it can be 15 minutes just before you have dinner or after you have dinner. Schedule it. And if you schedule it, I'm 1000% confident that it can be done. If you are a working mom, well, fundamentally, I believe every mom is a working mom. But if you are working outside home at office mom, or if you are working at home for office mom, or even if you are working at home for the family mom, trust me, 15 minutes is a very, very good time for you to excel as a parent. Let me share a very beautiful psychological secret with all of you. Secret on which businesses are built. And let me give you a very beautiful example. Have you heard of the Disney World? Have you heard of Mickey Mouse? Have you heard of the characters like Goofy? Don't kids love them? Have you ever been to a Walt Disney theme park? Well, some friends that I know have been there. And when I ask them, how was your experience there? They would rave about it and say, wow, the experience was super class. Experience was mind blowing. I still remember the adrenaline high. And then I asked them, okay, tell me, what was the uncomfortable moments that you have at the Disney park? First, they are taken aback by that question because they are not prepared for this question. And they say, huh? Uncomfortable? No. And then slowly it dawns on them. Yeah, the truth is, it was quite hot. The truth is, we had to walk a lot. The truth is, enough number of times I thought, right now, I wish I was at the couch of my home, inside the air-conditioned atmosphere, lazing on the sofa, watching a TV with a remote in my hand. That would have been so comfortable. And this trip to Disney, sometimes you have to stand in lines, and those lines are long. But then, and the mood changes. But then, these moments which I call as the but then movements. But then, when I went from the top to the down, oh, the ride was only 10 seconds, but 10 seconds of pure adrenaline. I was scared, I was excited, I was enthusiastic, all at the same time. My God, I have not felt such a rush of emotions at the same time. And they can go gaga about that 10 to 15 seconds for the rest of their life. Human beings do not remember the average of an experience. We either remember the bottoms of an experience or we remember the peaks of an experience. And 2 years later on, when I asked this friend of mine, and this is a very probable answer, when I asked this friend of mine that in the year 2019, what was your high point? 2 years later, also, he might say, yeah, that time when we went to that Walt Disney Park, and there, when I went to the slide, and those 10-15 seconds of pure adrenaline, the memory of an entire year, surprisingly, is defined by those 10-15 seconds. Unbelievable, right? But this is the truth. So, my friends, 15 minutes every day can create extraordinary bonding and extraordinary impact in your parenting, provided you know what to do in those 15 minutes, and that is what today's Facebook Live is all about. Not 15 minutes where you are making their bed, not 15 minutes when your daughter is helping you in the kitchen and you are cooking something by the side. Not 15 minutes when you are helping your children with their homework. Not 15 minutes when you're discussing about a movie on the dining table. Not this. I'm speaking about every day. Can I have good quality conversations? And once again, the ideas for these conversations are there in videos, small, snacky size, bite size videos in our app. Do go download the app and have a look at the ideas over there. The objective behind those ideas is not just to have those conversations, but the objective is fourfold. And those fourfold have one unifying factor. And what is that unifying factor? The unifying factor is it should be a memory of a high. In those 15 minutes, can I do something which can become a memory for my child? Now, I'm not discussing about the lows because that will be sadness, depression, hurt, betrayal, being let down, being very, very angry. I'm not speaking about those things. Those lows, let the world create those lows. We are not going to create that in the life of our child. In fact, we are going to teach our child how to come out of those lows. Again, through a series of conversations which is there in the app, which I strongly suggest again, have a look. We today are going to discuss about how to have those highs. Now, what creates these highs? There are 4 things which goes into creating of a very beautiful, mind-blowing high experience. One is called the experience of elevation. What is experience of elevation? Where I am naturally excited because of the atmosphere. Think about a party. Think about a birthday party. Think about something which is going to come, which is going to happen, for which there is a lot of anticipation. Think about, you know that your child has become the school captain and you have gone to the school to watch her go up the stage to get that medallion around her neck by which she gets installed as the school captain. How elevated you will feel in the audience. When you're just watching that happen, how elevated. Your best friend has gone abroad and she's coming and she comes to your town. Let's say if you are happening to stay in Pune, she's now shifted to Bombay, but she's coming down to Pune only to be with her, only to have lunch with you, and after lunch she's going to go back. She's going to travel 4 hours to Pune and 4 hours to Bombay, 8 hours just to be with you for those 2 hours. How elevating that experience would be. In the evening when you meet with your child, could there be something elevating which is going to happen? Now, I'm not saying elevation can happen every day, But once a week? Too much? Acha, once a month? Once a month can be done, yaar. Think what can be done where there is a lot of anticipation, where there is a lot of elevation. Second, conversations where your child will get an insight or where your child will give an insight to you. Because another thing which gives us a high is that light bulb moment where it is like, aha, or it is like, wow, or it is like, don't tell me, or it is like, oh my God, I didn't even know this, or it is like, you are so smart, or it is like, how did you know this? Reactions like these are moments of insight. Can you think about something that you can ask your child by which the child believes that they are passing on an insight to you? Or can you have certain observations, certain interactions, certain insights into the life of and into their interest, in their friend, where they would go like, wow. On a lighter side, jokey, it can also be, did you know that there is this app in which you get 50% discount for this? And they'll say, wow, how did you know that? I didn't know this and how did you know that? It'll be so brilliant. So second thing which you can do with your children in these 15 minutes is to have insight. The third thing is pride. What creates a high for us is a sense of pride. Either we think about something beautiful that they have done, convert it into a 2, 3, 4 minute presentation, speech, discussion, expression, and tell them, this about you is really magnificent. They might say, come on. You say, no, you should listen to me. And then can you club it with an experience that you had? So my son recently said no to greed. He was non-fussy about it. But when I heard, I was filled with so much pride. My elder daughter recently trained 6,000 plus school-going kids, college-going kids. And she would work from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. And she's at an age where people have a lot of distractions. Hard work is not a part of somebody's system. People have a lot of entitlement. But the way she worked, filled me with pride. My younger one scored about 90% plus. But she spoke with a lot of pride about a few of her friends who have scored more than 90%. There's no feeling of being let down. There was no inferiority complex. There was nothing like, yeah, my friends have scored more than me. In 3 Idiots, there is this scene where they say, अगर friend fail हो जाता है तो बहुत दुख होता है, लेकिन अगर friend first आए तो और भी ज़्यादा दुख होता है. Something like that. And it was not there in Mehak, the younger one. And Joe, the elder one, working crazily hard. Neeraj saying no to greed. And when I see these happening, can I take a few minutes in the evening and tell them, I'm so proud of you for the way you have dealt with this situation in your life. And some days, maybe you can share something that you are doing which would fill them with pride on you. So the third thing that we can do in these 15 minutes is to either fill them with pride or to fill ourselves with pride about them. And the fourth thing which can happen within those 15 minutes is create a bond. Bonds happen through acts of service. Create a strong sense of connection. Connection happens through love, through forgiveness, through beautiful listening, through small acts like brushing their shoes, like saying, I want to watch the channel that you love or the show that you prefer along with you, and I would like to know your thoughts behind why do you love seeing that. Where I'm not judgmental at all. I just want to bond. I asked them about, this is your closest friend, would love to know your thoughts about his strengths, his weaknesses, and what makes the two of you bond and stay together. You know, these kind of conversations which will create a bond, sometimes it just can be saying, I'm sorry for what I did. Or I'm sorry that I could not do something that I wanted to do for you. In a very genuine way, you mean it kind of a sorry. Not sorry so that you can just pacify somebody's negative emotions. Can we do these four things? I bet we can. And each one of these things do not take more than 10 or 12 minutes, max 15 minutes. On a consistent basis, with focus, with clarity, with planning. If we can invest these 15 quality minutes, ensure that one of these four definitely happens. What are these four? Moments of elevation, point number one. Point number two, moments of insight. Point number three, moments of pride. And point number four, moments of connection. Create these four different kinds of moments with your children. And I'm telling you, they will not get blown away by what you have otherwise done or normally do. 24 hours is not going to blow them away. 24 hours of their life is not going to become a memory. Their memory will be created only by these small highs. I said I'll give you two probably bonus gifts at the end. One is what we call as the Disney paradox, something that I spoke to you in the beginning of the program, where you can take that weight off your shoulders that, oh my God, I'm not giving enough time to my child. You can reduce your guilt to a larger extent, saying, oh my God, I'm not able to do enough for my child. Well, you are a lady with a lot of potential. You are a guy with a lot of possibilities. You have a beautiful life to live. You can impact thousands of lives. You can reach heights of success. You should, you must. So often we have found that children of working parents have tremendous respect for their parents. Children, when they find their parents are pressed for time, these 15 minutes are extraordinarily sufficient, and kids value it like nobody's business. So you don't have to give 2 hours. 15 minutes is good time for your child. What is Disney paradox? Even if the whole day was uncomfortable, that 10 minute of adrenaline rush is enough to remember not just that day but an entire year. If you consistently give this 15 minutes and these 15 minutes give these four, what are the four? Elevation, insight, pride, bonding, and connection. If you can do this, imagine in a year if you can create, through this effort which will last for 365 days, let's say you will create 10 extraordinary memories. 10. 3% will be super successful. 10. And yet, your children will be like, these are the best parents on this planet. And the second thing, which can be a very beautiful bonus for you, is something that we call as recognition gap. Now, what is recognition gap? And this is a challenge that I want you to take. Write down on a piece of paper a very simple question and the answer to that simple question. Let's say the question is, Do I appreciate my child enough? And according to you, whatever is the answer, write down 80%, 70%, 30%, 100%. Whatever you think is the right answer. Do I recognize or appreciate my children enough? Let's say in my case, I would write down as 70%. Now it will be interesting to go to children and ask the same question. Do you believe Papa recognizes or appreciates your efforts? If the child also gives 70-75%, then there is no gap and there is absolute matching of expectations. But in case the child says, yeah, 30% of the time, there is a recognition gap. In case the child says, Papa, oh, he to overpraises me, over appreciates me, it's not 100%, it's 200%. Then you know that between what you see is necessary and the what child sees necessary, there is a recognition gap. And that is another beautiful opportunity to have a conversation with. I think today's Facebook Live has the power to completely change the way you parent your child. I would be looking forward to your comments. I would be looking forward to what did you love about this program. I would be looking forward to you suggesting what should be the next Facebook Lives. I will be looking forward to you marking people and sharing this with thousands of parents all across the globe. Let's make parenting a very beautiful journey for all of us. Wish you all the best. See you next Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Love you so much. Hello parents, do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from Wow Parenting.